We do have a news story about a company in more trouble, and this is a company that was once the standard of the entire entertainment industry, but they decided that they had to fire a man named John Lasseter for giving hugs, and that would be Pixar. Pixar, once the industry standard, is now in massive trouble. Disney bleeding. Pixar slashes 14% of workforce. So this is not getting any better for Disney. It's not, and it's beautiful. The once mighty Pixar is laying off 14% of his workforce as the Walt Disney Company continues to make brutal budget cuts across its many businesses. Pixar Animation Studios is slashing about 175 jobs, or 14% of its staff, due in large part to Disney Plus reducing the number of series it's putting out, according to Deadline. So earlier estimates had put the layoffs closer to 20%. The cuts come after Pixar laid off 75 jobs earlier this year, including 2 executives behind the box office flop Lightyear. You mean Chris Evans? You mean Chris Evans, the guy that's not a movie star, was in a movie that failed miserably? How'd that work out for you, Chris Evans? How'd that work out for you, you piece of shit, where you basically attack the audience and then this motherfucking movie comes out and fails miserably? CEO Bob Iger recently acknowledged Disney's massively overspent on streaming content in an attempt to draw more subscribers to Disney Plus and its other services, causing the company to lose billions of dollars. So again, man, to me, Pixar used to be the standard. No matter what, if Pixar came out with a new movie, you didn't need to see a trailer. You didn't need to do research. You didn't need to hear word of mouth. You knew me, my family, my friends, whoever. Everybody was going to see the latest Pixar movie. Everybody. Now Pixar is irrelevant. No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. So what do you think about this, Beardo?
Yeah, you're right. Like, Pixar was cream of the crop. They were king. Like, it didn't matter if you were parents and you had young kids and there was a new Pixar movie coming out, didn't matter if it was Toy Story, Nemo, whatever. You were taking them to see the next Pixar movie. Like, that's just how it was. And I mean, with Lightyear, it's a movie that nobody asked for. And even since they made it, Tim Allen wasn't voicing Buzz Lightyear.
That's right.
Tim Allen wasn't doing it. Tim Allen is Buzz Lightyear. I don't care if it's the toy or if it's the Space Ranger that the toy is based off of. Tim Allen should have voiced it. A lot of people hated it. Already casted it out because of that. And then you have the lesbian parents in it, and I don't even know if was there a lesbian kiss in it.
There was some type of lesbian.
There was some type of lesbian nonsense in it, and it's like, this is a kids movie. Yeah. This is a kids movie. And we see it time and time again now. Like, we are putting our money where our mouth is. And if these parents out here don't want their kids to see that kind of bullshit, they're not going to spend the money on it. They are not going to take their kids to go see a kids movie about Buzz Lightyear. And a lot of these parents who have kids now, when those parents were kids, they watched Toy Story as children. They fell in love with Woody and Buzz as kids. And they grew up with those characters. And now they are parents now, and they want to share that love for the world of Toy Story with their kids now. And then they see Buzz Lightyear not only not voiced by Tim Allen, but now there is lesbian gay nonsense in a children's movie. The parents don't want anything to do with it, man.
None. And if you see right here on the Hollywood Reporter, it says roughly 14% of the workforce is cut as part of Disney's company-wide cost-cutting measures. The move is the biggest reduction in Pixar's history. That is called Get Woke, Go Broke right there. That is what that's called. The weirdos can try to have whatever excuses they want, but ultimately, this is the result of it right here. And it's going to continue to get worse and worse and worse as time moves on. No one cares about Pixar anymore. No one. And it's sad because, again, I was a huge fan of Pixar movies. And I still love, obviously, a lot of the old school Pixar movies, but they are nothing anymore. And this is, you get what you deserve. And this is not going to slow down. They're going to continue to do stuff like this, and it's going to be the fans' fault. It's going to be toxic people's fault. It's going to be everybody else's fault, but the people that are making the decisions and not listening to the audience. So that's the latest on Pixar.
Well, and then Pixar was at its peak when Pixar wasn't owned by Disney. They worked together. They worked together to put out stuff and be under the Disney umbrella, but it was still Pixar pulling the strings and making their own decisions for it. And then they broke up, and then they worked things out, and then Disney just outright bought Pixar, and it's kind of never been the same.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the latest, ladies and gentlemen. So are you excited for the next Pixar project? I don't even know what the next Pixar project is. I don't even know what they have going on. Oh yeah, that guys got Inside Out too.
Inside Out too.
I think that's going to underperform.
They're working on a Toy Story 5, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's... talk about just milking a franchise dry. There is no need.
Get in here, Steph. What do you
want?
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, Pixar's been going downhill since Coco. Okay, Coco was like the last good thing that Pixar came out with, because after that we got The Incredibles 2, and that gave Elastigirl, her moment while the husband, Mr. Incredible, stayed at home and was like, just not Mr. Incredible. Okay. After that, we got Toy Story 4 and Bo Peep with all of her, woman power, which was really dumb. All of the characters in Toy Story were not the same characters from Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. Their personalities were completely different, and they made decisions that they would never, ever, ever make within the previous Toy Stories. Then you have Onward. Onward was actually really cute. It was a story about two brothers, but the weirdo, woke, crazy fans turn those two brothers into gay lovers, okay? Because they just have to make it weird, right? So they turned those two brothers into a gay couple, which was really dumb. They did the same thing with Luca, which was a really cute story too, but they turned those two friends into gay lovers with their fan art and their weird stuff. From there, you have Turning Red, which is a movie all about getting your period as a girl. For some reason, after Turning Red, gross. Pixar became really obsessed with women's puberty, and it's disgusting.
Yep.
Okay, because then you have Baymax with the whole going to the store and buying women's feminine products. You had that whole episode dealing with that. Elemental had that they them character in it, and then Inside Out 2 is all going to deal with, again, Riley's puberty. So for whatever reason, they're obsessed with girls' puberty. It's just so weird, and audiences see that, and it also falls under the Disney umbrella, and people have lost all trust in Disney. So I think that them laying people off is indicative of that.
Well said.
Yep.
Steph coming in hot with the hot takes. That's what's up.